Dude, JT. JTJ. It's all sorts of. Oh my gosh, an upside down pentagram now. You gotta be kidding me. There's so much. And then a heart. See? To boot. Alright. Walking goofy, no, I'm just kidding. I could walk way goofier than that. Trust me. I can do anything I put my mind to. And guess what? Any little silly act is not immature. The maturest thing you can do is realize every act of yourself that you can do or that you feel like you should inside your soul. And as your soul experiences many things, it'll come to peace with all them things that it won't be so uptight about it or worried about everybody else's reality. And all I have the energy do to create is only create the good in the stuff that I want. Because obviously, if you get caught up in everybody else's reality, I'm trying to realize the fact of certain things that people are not realizing the fact of. But at the same time, look at that tire track. It goes around in a circle like that. It's crazy. But at the same time, I'm trying to get at what I'm trying to get at. Of what's real in reality. Like, if that, when we're young, that we had that happiness, whatever happened to the happiness that we're trying to emanate or create from. And if that was on the back burner for so long that we lost ourselves to be happy in general, thinking all this other stuff would be happy. And it's not, because if we lose what our fact of ourselves are, and that's why like a girl, when she is happy or having a party, or an older girl, when she is having a good time, she is laughing. She is like a little child, right? That's not necessarily quite like that. I mean, with a lot of knowing and know-how of certain things or what other people are talking about, because through life. Because when we're first born, we don't know as much, but we still have the spirit of such. Now, if we carry the spirit of such with our information now, there we go. We have all the pieces. Without them pieces to be had, we're lacking the perception of everything that we should be having, or that we're lacking thereof in this reality. Why so many people are searching or trying to find something out other than this, and it's being co-created as well as being thought of in certain categories. But it's not like every person even wants that certain category. So what I'm saying is, everything that you're fed that was made up in this reality, not even everybody can even realize that it's the fact of that what we're doing here, of what we wanted to do in the first place when we were born, say, or like all the things inside of ourselves that naturally keyed up with the universal desire process of like the what you knew what was best for your being to be in its full potential of, to be experiencing that when you're little, to be in that category or degree that you wanted. So all these older people, they did try to meet some of their needs, or wants, as they lived their life. That was the whole purpose behind their life, wasn't it? Or that they were taught that, do what you wanted to do, but you have to get all these options, upon getting the money to say, have the freedom to do that. Rather than being into what you wanted to do in the first place, to be in the freedom of that while doing it. So there's such a difference between what this world wants for you and what you want for yourself. And you got to determine whether you're going to want for other people's happiness, because that's the want for yourself. And if you can't realize that, you know what I mean, it shouldn't even be taught that when somebody's doing something out of context or out of the normality, or like stressing out about something, you know that something is getting to of what that is, taking space and time in that reality, knowing that it's not going to get that back, knowing that maybe we should stand up for a little bit something while that's taking place. But in the meanwhile, when you are totally free from a situation like I am today, I'll just say all the things in the context of my mind to be projected. So when I'm saying, like these blue, purple-ish flowers over here, okay, the energy that I would pick up from just touching that and being in the moment and truly understanding what that is, I could tell of what that is, but as well as, you know, laying that foundation of all the information that I can explain. You know, I'm good at explaining actually the internal function of itself. So I could be doing so many things on the level of, like, say, guiding people to know different things of the land more, but in the sense of that it has to be to the point where you have an experience that you can talk about such things of occurrence. And then when you get certain occurrences on the same standpoint, say my experiences, after a certain period of time of actually integrating or whatever, and then something does happen, we will know by that you're actually focusing, tapping, and drawing into that. It's like mankind. We focus, tap into that, like the whole experience in time, right? But that we're on top of that mindset the whole time we're trying to tap into something like this. So that's why we can't really branch out or go in and out. But the thing is, when I feel as old as time, is what I'm talking about, is that I know these things subconsciously that come back to me in this life. So I'm replaying out a lot of things that I knew intuitively known at other times, but experiencing and using that intellect now to reflect and grow upon the real truths that still apply here. Like when you touch the energy of that, each energy is different than every other energy. And I've actually noticed, though, between the white pines, because I integrate a lot with white pines, so by the library, and I noticed there's different energy levels between white pine. Not like, different types of energy. So that's on a soul level, you know, as well. And the real scientist is the one that can go and use what the universe gave it in a way that you biologically are not just analyzing, you know, the cells of like how the makeup is. That doesn't really tell you that the real science behind, if I could feel that energy and give that energy and make you feel it, that would be the real information of what we are to be as, of what we already know. See, it's how you have been understanding yourself is that you don't understand these feelings that you could feel. You would rather not give in to that plant right there because society told you that you're cut off from that, right? And then everybody can't really understand that of when you go up to it and actually notice the energy difference too. But it takes time, it takes willingness, it takes, you know, a lot of things. But as well as, you know, when you actually realize all this, you're actually more one with it, want to be around it more, rather turn to nature rather than turn to like a lot of people that just don't know what they're doing with their energy in life. But the thing is that, you know, sooner or later, I got enough money, I could just pay somebody for a ride or take a taxi down there if I had to, but I'll have to get my camper, you know, close to a town. Probably buy a new vehicle because it's in somebody else's name, you know what I mean? I just found that out today because, long story, and You can check it on my Facebook. I'm not even going to go down that road. I'm just saying. Like this plant is not even a fern. I don't even know what it is here. But already, the thinness and the thickness of this plant is different, and the texture is different. I already noticed. So I'm already feeling something different, because it is something of difference. And then the energy level itself too. Not just level, I mean like type. Like there's certain types of trees and types of energy levels that come from them types of trees. Just like the races that come to be, they are of a certain energy type as well as what we know. So when it comes to, you know, this between a fern, this is actually more of like a grassy type. A fern was like it's more like a potent energy, and this is more like a soothing type of energy, kind of like a normal grass weed of some sort would be. But I was just integrating with that white pine while I was posting. Every time I'm posting too, that's what I do, is integrate. So see, there's no mosquitoes by that shoreline over there, so that was good. But see, I would have to, you know, get familiar even with the plant, probably like a half hour, to really understand it. And then I could talk about it, right? And then I could pretty much give you the whole thing, because it's not like I can't do it. Once you unlock, say, one aspect, say integration, you'll be able to do that. But each, say, whatever plant it is, might take certain times to fully tap into whatever it is, because it is of a different familiarity to your brain, because it builds upon each other. Like once you're familiar with one type of energy, another type of energy, like you'll get better at it as it goes on, right? So you get more familiar inside your brain to pick up on something like that. But certain ones, there's certain aspects, maybe not familiar with your brain, might take a little bit longer for that DNA connection, actually cellular connection, to actually take place, but it has an internal function to it as well. So it happens when it, like, you get it in a way, like your whole cells recognize as well, you know. And that's pretty much what evolution is. Like, we're told not to do anything like that and not live, but that's where the power is in life and in everything of the energy. And then we got to connect and be familiar with the energy here as well as all the other energy. Oh, you see that? Look at the seagulls. Oh, now blurry. Oh, seagull. There we go.